What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today is July 31st, and I am elk hunting. You heard that right, July 31st. So I really like hunting animals in velvet. I just think that they're cool, and it's usually a unique experience. And I've killed velvet whitetails, velvet mule deer. I killed a velvet Sitka blacktail last year, and I was in a game and fish office last year, and I saw a mounted elk that was in velvet. And I don't know if this one was poached or, and then they mounted it or what the deal was, but I had already wanted to hunt a velvet elk. And seeing that picture, I was like, man, I've got to do that. So I started doing research, and usually there's opportunity out there for different hunts if you want to do it, if you just do the research. And I found a unit, and success rate's about 20%. Well, it's usually 20 to 30% depending on the year. And I applied and I drew. So here I am. I flew in yesterday and I glassed last night, didn't see anything, and I glassed this morning and didn't see anything. But this is a really big unit, and there's definitely elk in here. My friend lives close to here, and he saw some elk not long ago in here, like last week or something, and not in this exact area, but in this unit. So I'm just going to keep moving from spot to spot, checking or Xing spots off, and until hopefully I find them. Season opens tomorrow, and I have like 10 days to hunt before I fly home. So my buddy Greg is going to meet me out here tomorrow night, and my other friend Trent is going to meet me here some hunt with us some when he can, depending on his work schedule, like coming out in the evenings and stuff. It doesn't get dark till like 9:30 or something like that. I don't know, but it should be a fun hunt. It's different than anything I've ever done before. It's super early. The country's different. It's pretty open, and just with like there's rocky points like that. There's definitely some bigger than that, but I'm just gonna get up on stuff and glass and cover ground until I find them, or hopefully I find them. So stick around. It's gonna be a fun hunt. It's gonna be something unique for sure. So let's see what happens. So I'm walking the edge of this water and seeing if I see any elk tracks. I have not found very much water. It's super dry. There's some cows over there. Most of the tracks I'm seeing are cows, but it's just so hard to tell because they got it so beat up. There's a lot of this like craggy stuff that the elk could hide up in, and if I sit on that ridge up there, I can glass this whole side. You can't see it, but it's a lot of country that looks pretty good. I've only found a few water sources that are not dried up, and this is the only one I've seen for a few miles, so it looks pretty good. So I covered a lot of country today, just looking, and tried to find some spots where I could get away a little bit. There's a lot of roads in here, and find some country that looks good. And honestly, a lot of this country kind of looks like the Gila down in New Mexico. It's just there's no timber, so I'm kind of just hoping that the elk are using these like shelves and rocks and all that stuff as the cover to bed in. I did find some water holes. There's one like right over there that has some water in it, and then there's another one maybe a mile and a half or 2 miles. That one I walked around and filmed some, and then there's a couple more away from here. So I'm gonna get to glassing and see if I can find anything. Who knows? All I can do is look. Well, guys, it's opening morning. I had a different spot I was planning on going this morning, and after I glassed last night, I had to drive about 30 minutes to get to that spot. And I got there, and there was a water hole, that one I walked around yesterday, and there was a guy camped down there, which is fine. So I turned around and came back up here. This was another point I had picked out that I could see a lot. And I pulled in and actually saw there was a water hole down here that had some water in it. So I've just been glassing everything this morning. And I have not seen anything except for cows so far. So trying new spots. Keep looking through the glass and see if I can find an elk. Well guys, I just saw a couple bulls. I didn't get them on video, I'm gonna tell you why. So last night I told you I was gonna go over there somewhere, and a few miles that way, and I was where I was gonna hunt this morning. There was a guy over there, there's a water hole that I walked around. Well, I just saw a couple bulls come up right kind of like that, so I don't know, they were running. That's why I didn't get them on video, and I don't know if they caught a scent or what happened or what it was. It could have been something completely different, I don't know, but they went all the way across, you know, moving. That's a mile or two, probably. I watched it for 5 minutes. They finally went over the top right there walking, and I was hoping they were going to stop and bed in one of those canyons over there, and then I could go over there and put a stock on them, but there's no telling where they went. They were both good bulls. Neither one was like a giant, but one was a good 5x5, and the other was either a big 5x5 or a 6x6. So they were going to be shot if the opportunity arose for me, but oh man. So at least I've seen something. I don't know if I'm going to go over there or not. I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. There's no telling where they went. So check this out. I don't know what this is. It's old. Fox. This one would be a coyote. Yeah, could be a fox. Cool. Well guys, get ready to hike in. It is evening of day number 2 of the season. We glassed this morning, we did not see anything, and we came exploring and afterwards and drove all around the unit, and there's a canyon in here. We're not even sure what it looks like because we can't get in there to it, so we're going to hike into it, and it looks like it's going to be kind of gnarly and deep, and we're hoping that because it's hard to get to and it's a long ways from anywhere that it's going to be good. So we're going to hike in and see what it looks like, and maybe there's an elk in there. We'll see. So this is where I'm glassing for now. There might be a water hole back around to my left, but I'm going to glass this for a while and then work over and try to look at some of the rest of it and see if I can see anything. Greg and Ethan, who are here with me, they're up farther this way glassing more of the head of the canyon, and I'm going to just kind of glass, move and glass a moment to try to cover all this. But it's definitely rugged looking, but we're just trying to find somewhere to get away from people. Not that there's a lot of people, but there are a few other hunters in here, we think. A few other vehicles we've seen, but nothing up here. And something that looks a little more elky than everything else. It's been tough. Well guys, I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind, but I hiked all the way in here to look at this canyon, and nothing. That water hole is dry. You can't see this spot without coming over this top. Nothing in here. I'm gonna look around that edge right there real quick, and then I gotta head back. I got a pretty good hike back. I got about 30 minutes of light left. I think that's disappointing. It's tough, man. This unit is kicking my butt. Looks so good. I almost got that one. Little rattlesnake. I'm glad he rattled. I walked right through there. Whew. Get your heart pumping. It's Wednesday morning. Back glassing again. Greg and Ethan are on that peak. And They're trying to cover like that side of the canyon, and I'm trying to cover this side. We'll see what happens. It's the calmest morning that I've had so far, so that's nice, not getting blown off the ridge with the wind. But just keep glassing, maybe something will show up. It's raining over there a little ways. The elk are winning. They're definitely winning. See him? Yeah. Yeah, I got him. He's not like tiny. I don't know if that's the same one I saw the other day or not. He actually might be a pretty good bear. I got him on there. The rattlers are in here, guys. This one, obviously somebody got it. I don't think it was me. He's got not a big rattle. I think 3 and a button maybe. Man. They're in here, that's for sure. Well, this morning was a bust, and I was getting kind of frustrated. Usually I do pretty well on my hunts, and after 3-4 days max, I've zeroed in on the animals or gotten an idea of where they are pretty consistently. And I don't always kill anything or kill something, but I'm normally on them. I know I'm in the right area. I just haven't been seeing animals, and it's been frustrating. Like, I haven't really been seeing much of anything. I went out to get service, and I called Game and Fish. They sent me to a biologist that was really nice. And she told me if she could tell anyone anywhere to go in the unit, it would literally be where I am. She said this hunt is kind of, she didn't say it like this, but this hunt is kind of like a migration hunt. That's how she explained it. So the elk come off of the high mountains when the moisture starts going away, and they hit a lot of these irrigated fields that aren't far from here. And to get from the mountains to the irrigated fields, corn and stuff like that, alfalfa or sugar beets or whatever, she said mainly corn, they go through here. So you have to catch the bulls when they're coming through. And she said there's no resident elk that live in here, which I thought there probably were some, but she said there are not any. You just got to catch them coming through. She said they got some late moisture up in the mountains, so it might be taking the bulls a little bit longer, but they could come through anytime. So I am back where I've been camping for the last few days. I packed up all my stuff this morning. I was like, I have to go somewhere else. I'm back, and I just parked the truck where I can watch a bunch of stuff until evening. It's an overcast kind of gray day out here. Let's see, you can see it there. And so I'm just going to kind of watch some of this stuff and watch some stuff on my phone until it gets close to dark. Not close to dark, 2 or 3 hours from dark. And then I'm going to get up on my glassing point where I can see 1.5 miles to 2.5, 3 miles in every direction pretty much. And just keep watching, and hopefully a bull comes through at some point. That's the best I can do, and really all you can hope for with this hunt is to eventually catch them coming through. And when they do, try to make a play on them and kill a bull. So that's what it is, and I'm gonna keep trying.
Just out here looking for a bull. I can see a lot from this peak. I don't know how many acres, thousands. Just need to find one.
It's Saturday morning. I did not see any trucks or anything this morning, but my buddy Trent just texted me and said that a friend of his just shot a bull not long ago over here on the other side of the unit, and there were 6 bulls altogether, and they shot the biggest one, but it sounds like there was another pretty decent one in there. And I'm trying to get around over there to the other side, because according to the guy that he was talking to, the other bulls kind of just went up there on the side of the mountain or ridge, and I guess there's a possibility they could still be there, or they're still in the area. So I'm gonna go over there and check it out and see what I see. Doesn't hurt to try. I mean, I wasn't doing anything. It's 11 o'clock, so I was just kind of killing time and not really doing much. So head over there and see what we see.
Not a giant, but it's a nice one for sure. So I think somewhere up on that hill is where the bull got shot this morning. They said they were, well, a friend of my friend said that there were 6 bulls. And I've been here for a while. I'm just glassing this side. They said they killed a 5x5. That was a big 5x5, but there was a 6x6 with them. And when they shot, the elk went up on the hill. So I don't know if it was out here in the open or if, you know, they went up on the mountain. I'm thinking they went up on the mountain, so I'm just glassing. Those antelope are like right over that way. And my buddy has an antelope archery tag that comes in like a week or something like that. So hopefully I can help him out. That buck out there is pretty nice. There's a storm coming, you can see it. I just heard thunder, so it'll be kind of fun here in just a little. Have you seen any elk? Hey, just one bull. It doesn't even have to be that big. No? Oh, watch out now.
Guys, I just got a bull. Just a few minutes ago, I called Trent. I left early. I was gonna road hunt my way back just to cover ground. I haven't gone up there and look at him. I'm about to go look at him. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, so crazy. Let's go look at him. Well guys, there he is. He's kind of still in velvet. It looks like he stripped most of it. Not a giant, but there were 2 bulls and they were the same size. And the other one had moved a little bit. And I saw a little bit of velvet hanging off of this one, but he was broadside. I freaking got him. Oh my gosh. So awesome. Well guys, here he is, the 5x5. He's got a little velvet left, which the other one might have had more velvet, but this one was broadside and I was the light, like I had like 2 minutes left. So I just took the shot. I just saw the velvet hanging off, so I knew he had some velvet, but I couldn't tell exactly how much. But he's definitely not my biggest bull, but he's pretty darn cool. So there he is. And I got to get to work skinning him. Luckily, this is like the coolest night we've had, so that's pretty lucky. And I don't have to go, the truck's just right down there. So really cool. Exciting that I actually got one. I went to go from 0 to hero like that. So I'm gonna get to work taking them apart, and Oh, I'm excited. Check out that second right there. Can you see that? How squiggly that is? It's weird looking. Pretty cool. Got him tagged up. Now I gotta break him down. What's up, guys? Made it home. I left Boise at 1:30 a.m. My flight got delayed, and then I got in Atlanta, flew Atlanta back to Columbia, and now I am back home, and I'm going back to work tomorrow. So it was a good hunt. It was really tough. It wasn't tough physically. I've been on a lot of hunts that are way, way, way tougher physically, but it was really tough mentally. When you spend that much time out in the field glassing and hiking and just exploring an area and you just are not seeing animals of any kind, it can wear on you mentally. And I just wasn't seeing animals. I saw 2 bulls opening day, but they were like trotting through, something had bumped them, and they were like 1.5 miles away. I didn't even get them on camera. It really didn't even, I didn't feel like it even counted. That's like going deer hunting for a week and then like seeing a buck run through the end of the field at like 500 yards. I mean, it didn't count to me. I did see a bear. That was kind of cool in that area. And then I saw some antelope the night I shot the elk. That is just a really tough unit. You know, the elk just aren't there until they're there. And you just have to catch them when they're there and try to knock them down. The bull I killed was a decent bull. He wasn't anything huge or anything. I really wanted to kill a velvet bull. He has some of his velvet, which is pretty cool. He's got some strips hanging off. He's got some velvet on his brows and on a back fork. I saw 2 bulls that night, it was like right before legal shooting light went out, and I got the gun on them and they were both broadside, and I went back and forth between them and I was like, these things are the same size. And then one turned away and the other was broadside, and so I just shot the one that was broadside, and I think the other one was in full velvet, but I just didn't have the shot and I wasn't willing to risk taking a chance to see if the other one would stop. So it worked out great. I still want to kill a full velvet bull, but this one is pretty cool. So we'll see if I can ever draw a tag like that again. I have some more really cool, fun hunts coming. I have at least 2 more elk tags this year, and I'm also going up to Canada on like a dream trip that I had planned for a while, and then, COVID stuff moved some other hunts around. Anyway, so it's happening this year. I leave in about a month. It's going to be awesome. I also wanted to thank my buddy Trent, who lives out in Idaho, who always hangs out with me when I come up there to hunt and lets me stay at his place and cut up meat at his house. Stuff's a really good guy. And then my buddy Greg, who lives in Arizona, and he always comes and hangs out on his hunts, just to get out of town and hang out. So those guys hunted with me some and hung out with me some, and I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get to see the videos that I have coming up soon. And if you don't have that bell on, you hit the bell too, and that way you'll be notified when I have new videos coming up. So really appreciate you guys watching. It was a fun hunt, and we'll catch you on the next one.